everyone's like, what is going on with the refs? And I'm like, I don't know.
OMG. So listen, Sophie Cunningham totally snapped this season, like every foul on Caitlyn, every fine from the league, instead of staying quiet. She just got louder, dragging refs, media, even the league itself, and now fans are loving it. Because she went from Caitlyn's protector to the WNBA's biggest nightmare, and this is just the start.
Just the competitor that I am. I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stick up for my teammates, stick up for myself, and so sometimes I think that's okay to be feisty and to be yourself.
So guess what? When Sophie showed up at the Fever, people were all excited because they knew this team needed someone with real fight to stop all those non-stop cheap shots at Caitlyn. But the gag is, she didn't just bring fire. She brought this crazy real loyalty to Caitlyn that fans picked up on instantly, and it hit different.
I mean, she has changed our game in the best possible way in every way.
Like, let me tell you, this was wild, because in the WNBA, nobody really kept it real like that. The media was busy acting like Caitlyn wasn't changing the whole game. The refs wouldn't even blow the whistle for her, and even Nike was being slow. But then Sophie came and straight up said Caitlyn is the face of the league, and that truth turned her into the villain for everyone else. And players started poking at her. But in preseason, when rookie Kiki tried to take her down, Sophie got right back up and gave that energy like, girl, don't you ever try me again.
Hey, look, you go down into the trees and things happen, and Kiki Riefin right there, they had an extra little shove, and she's just like, what I do? Well, you kind of grab up, and then Sophie Cunningham pops right up and has a lot to say.
So the preseason drama was just the preview, because when the real game started, Caitlyn kept getting hit with no calls, and the refs acted blind until June 17th, when JC swiped at her and Marina knocked her down, and that's when Sophie snapped, and what she did made her a total legend for Caitlyn's fans.
Baby! That's a flagrant foul. It's a hard foul. You could say it's a play on the ball, but...
So after all those months of Caitlyn getting smacked around with no protection, Sophie finally gave the payback with a headlock, a shove, and that bold dare. Like, go ahead, do something. And that was the moment she flipped the switch. Because from then on, she was playing like she had nothing to lose. And it didn't just stay on the court. Because when reporters asked after practice, she made it clear this wasn't just one play or one game. It was way bigger than that.
During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. And I'm a team player, so it's all good.
Sophie had seen Caitlyn getting treated bad from a distance, but now living it up close, she was done. And that was the moment she stamped her name and everyone knew who she was.
They bring in Sophie Cunningham. I had no idea. Sophie Cunningham was a black belt at the age of 6.
Yeah. Yep.
Boom! Wow. I love it.
So she became the one who finally stood up for Caitlyn, and boom, the Caitlyn Clark effect hit hard. Fans went crazy. Her jersey sold out in minutes. Her socials blew up, and she even dropped a TikTok with Selena Gomez in the background, winking at that JC Sheldon moment, and it went viral like wild. Everyone kept saying thank you for defending Caitlyn. And just like that, Sophie went from a role player to a marketing goldmine. But of course, with love came hate. The media dragged her for clapping back at JC while ignoring what Mabry and Sheldon did. People even made a petition to kick her out, and the league slapped her with a fine. But instead of backing down, Sophie got sharper, louder, and even more savage, and that's when she fully turned into the league's biggest nightmare. And just 5 days later, she showed up rocking that Barstool Tres Leches shirt with Caitlyn and Lexi by her side, and she knew exactly how much it would rile up. And she didn't care one bit because she was just getting started.
Man, I don't know how excited you are to be going to Detroit.
So on July 1st, Sophie came straight for the WNBA and ripped into their expansion plans, and right away, cities like Detroit and Cleveland went wild. And then boom, the backlash hit from media fans and even insiders. And for a second, she tried to play it off like her words got twisted, but then she flipped it and doubled down, saying out loud what everyone secretly agreed with, but was too scared to admit.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I am someone who says what everyone else is thinking or talking about, not just with the refs,
Did you post
but
that
with
after
Detroit,
after you guys lost?
with Cleveland. I want people to hear what I just said. I am the only one, but if you ask our league, they feel the same exact way.
The league feels the same way about the refs as you?
And Detroit and Cleveland.
Yeah.
And
you
so
want to
now,
give it one more shot?
no, because I said what I had to say.
You go on.
And I'm not going to apologize because I fully believe that. Don't tell me that Detroit is more fun than Nashville.
So it turned into a whole pattern because Sophie was the only one saying what everybody else was scared to say. And then the fines started coming like July 18th. She dropped a TikTok lip syncing to Sabrina Carpenter, basically clowning the refs, and it blew up past 1 million views. Fans loved it. But the league hit her with a $500 fine, which was honestly pocket change compared to all the endorsed cash flying in like Kate probably made that once. So instead of shutting her up, it just made her louder, and less than 2 weeks later, on July 30th, she launched her podcast, Show Me Something, and right from episode 1, she went all in using it as her megaphone to drag the league and spill everything.
You have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her CC. Even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like, I get it to a certain extent. And like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But there's just more for her. So it's her second year. And like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like, actually, it's just too much. Yeah. And like, it's just, I'm over. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
No, that's so fair.
Like, that's fair, right?
Yeah.
Right from the first episode, Sophie made it clear she wasn't sparing anyone. She came for the league hard, calling out how Kate's getting abused, and even mentioned her old teammates. She flat out said all the chip plays, the cheap shots, the hits were all because of Caitlin. And then she dragged the refs too, saying in that Sun game, they totally lost control and Marina should have been thrown out.
There's a couple players on their team that are just do a little bit extra stuff, like just chippy talking. Like you're a professional athlete, like that's what happens, right?
I feel like you see it more because people act like this towards
Yes,
Caitlin.
1,000%. So in the first half, the refs didn't call. Someone should have been thrown out, and the refs did not call it.
Correct. I remember that.
They didn't, and so I was like, all right,
She got
like,
full body
dude,
chested
by 3 people.
Yeah.
Like 2 people, they're like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, if that was anyone else, I would have been booted out of the game. I know that for sure. I'm a little sassy, but like, so are they.
Your leash is shorter though, because they know.
Literally, I don't even have a leash. I just have a freaking collar and a hand on it.
And then boom, Sophie went off dropping a bomb, not just on players, but on the media, the owners, and say literally anyone in the league who dared to disrespect Caitlin.
Damn it.
No, I think that's what from what I've seen.
Yeah, what
in the
is
media,
the outside? Like the outside
the
view of
discourse is
W?
like, why bully the person who is like not 100% responsible, but like has a huge role in growing your sport?
Dude, and it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league, or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as fuck.
After that, she aimed right at the refs, calling them out straight up like she was daring the league to come find her.
And I get it, because if I was a ref, I know I would mess up all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that your job is easy, but when it is a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What call are you like plugged out?
All of them.
Everything?
Like, it's just like they're just so inconsistent. Like, that's my thing. Like, if you're on the other team and you're going to be finding the shit out of me,
yeah.
Cool. But let me do it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
Consistency
then.
Yeah, like just give. And I think that's players across the league and like new fans across the country. Like, everyone's like, what is going on with the refs? And I'm like, I don't know. And you finding me $500 is not going to do shit.
And then on August 5th, Sophie told everyone the league fined her again. This time, it was $1,500.
We were talking about like our first week, what people had to say. Well, the WNBA fined me for
nose. You got fined for episode 1?
Dude, they fined me $1,500. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is just the beginning. I was like, you're kidding.
Oh, way.
I was like, I even told them, I even credited them that their job was hard. I did say that. And I said that I would not be good at it. I did say that. Like, look at the whole picture. What are we doing?
But like she said, that fine was nothing, because on that same podcast, she went right at her old teammate and mentor Dana Bonner, talking about her messy exit from Indiana just 2 days before facing her in Phoenix.
She's towards the end of her career, so like, she deserves her flowers. She deserves to be happy. But I also think that if you're gonna leave, like, you're gonna have to expect getting bit.
Was there explanation when it happened? No. Not even privately? That's tough. And Yeah. Okay.
Who knows what really went down behind closed doors before that Fever Mercury game, but after it, you could tell Phoenix was not here for Sophie's words, and that was her way of saying in the nicest but coldest way, "You're dead to me."
Or just as an opponent today?
Yeah, AZ was good to me, but I'm way happier where I'm at now. It was good to see people. It was fun to play in front of some fans, but for me, I'm way happier in Indiana.
Then Sophie cranked it all the way up and broke an unspoken WNBA rule. She went straight at the refs again, but this time calling out how they babied Paige Beckers on her August 13th podcast. She just ripped into them saying Paige was getting crazy special treatment, and she didn't hold back at all. She just said it straight and dragged them to pieces.
Do not get me wrong. I think, I think she's a hell of a player and would love to play with her one day. But those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night. You literally couldn't touch her. And that shit is so annoying to me.
Sophie was out here saying the exact thing everybody had noticed, but nobody else had the guts to put into words. And that's why it hit so hard. Because let's be real, fans had been watching this double standard play out in front of their eyes for months. Caitlin, the girl who put the WNBA on the map, who packed arenas, who made ratings go through the roof, who dragged the league into primetime, was still getting hammered with fouls shoved on the floor, swiped across the face night after night with refs looking the other way like it was nothing. And this was already her second year. So you'd think she'd finally get the respect she earned, but nope, nothing changed. And then on the flip side comes Paige fresh out the gate, brand new rookie. And the second she touched the floor, she was treated like a superstar, refs protecting her every move, calling the softest fouls, giving her that white glove treatment, and fans were like, hold on a second, how is Caitlin, the face of the league, treated worse than a rookie? And Sophie just went straight at it. No hesitation, no filter. She said exactly what everyone was thinking, and the fans cheered, because they finally had someone with a mic and the guts to say it. But the league being the league, they couldn't handle it. So what did they do? Same old playbook, slap her with another fine like that was gonna scare her into silence. But all it did was pour gas on the fire, because Sophie was never gonna back down. She was only getting bolder, louder, and more dangerous for the WNBA.
Hey, another thing, I don't know why this reminded me of just games, you asking about Bria, but I'm officially 3 for 3 on being fined by the WNBA.
Holy shit. For this? For the pod? Again?
They didn't like my comments on Paige Beckers.
No way.
I didn't even say anything bad.
Now Sophie is out for the season with that MCL injury, and yeah, we won't see her mixing it up on the court in 2025, but honest, the stuff she already did, the way she fought, and what she went through gave her a whole platform to stand on, she showed exactly how the league should have treated Caitlin Clark, because she saw her worth, hyped her up, and defended her every single time, and that hit home with Caitlin's fans, because they've been dragged, called names, ignored, but Sophie became their voice, saying all the things they'd been thinking about, how the league treats its biggest star, and that's why her platform is different. It's for women's basketball, but not for the WNBA. It's not about making the league look good. It's about calling them out, the refs, the bosses, even the players. And the wild part is the more fines they throw at her, the louder she gets. Every slap on the wrist just turns into more fire. And that right there is the league's worst nightmare. Alright, so Sophie completely flipped the script and became this total force in the WNBA. She's that rare player everyone notices. Even casual fans who don't usually follow every game started loving her, because she wasn't just there to play ball. She was right by Caitlin Clark, every second defending her on the court, calling out every unfair hit, every shady call from the refs, and dragging the league bosses and media who tried to sweep it under the rug. And she did it all fearless, like nothing scared her. She didn't care who got mad, who hated her, or who tried to silence her. She just said it straight. And the craziest part is the WNBA literally brought this on themselves, because they never protected Kate, the girl who is clearly the face of the league, the one bringing in fans and ratings and hype every single game. And because they ignored her, got sloppy with their calls, and let the abuse slide, Sophie stepped in and became the voice everyone had been waiting for, and her platform exploded fans who were frustrated and angry. Finally had someone saying exactly what they'd been thinking for months. And now Sophie is more than just a player. She's a megaphone for all that frustration. And she doesn't hold back every time the league tries to slap a fine on her, every time they try to quiet her. She just gets louder, sharper, more savage. And it doesn't matter if it's the refs, the old teammates, the media, or the league itself. She keeps calling them out, every unfair call, all, every double standard, every little thing they try to hide, and she turns it into fuel for her fire. And that's exactly why she's become the WNBA's worst nightmare. Because the more they push the fines, the more they try to control her, the more attention she gets, and the stronger her platform becomes. And honestly, it's iconic to watch. Because she's not just defending Caitlin Clark, she's showing every woman in the sport how to stand up for themselves and for the truth. And she's doing it with style, charisma, and zero fear, and the fans are loving every second of it. And that's why as long as the league keeps ignoring their own stars, Sophie will keep speaking up. She'll keep fighting. She'll keep showing the world that standing up for what's right and calling out the BS is worth it. And the best part is the more the league tries to shut her down, the more unstoppable she becomes. And that's why she isn't just a player, she's a movement, a voice, a legend in the making, and the WNBA has nobody to blame but themselves.